What's going on, YouTube? If you're new here, my name's Thunderstick, and welcome to the Homestead. Ladies! So today we ain't got a whole lot going on. A little cloudy, a little bit rainy. But I figured I'd give y'all an update on the chicks we put out on grass. Before I give y'all an actual update, let me go ahead and grab some feed for these little ladies. Since I got the new chicks right there on grass, I moved the feed up here in the pergola inside this trash can. I had to run and grab a much larger feeder. So those ladies were going through a lot of feed. Let's get this food in there to the chicks. They seem a little bit hungry. Normally I would have fed them much earlier, but I knew that I was going to the farm store to get another feeder, so I just made them wait. I didn't want to fill up the small one and then redo it all. So everybody's got feed. Even that little Polish is getting feed. So they're really enjoying this grain. I'd rather be eating grass, but they go back and forth from eating grass to eating grain. So these ladies passed two these milestones: the first night outside and the first nature storm. So they're really hanging in there. You know, I really hate coming out and it's happened. You know, the baby chicks that, you know, they just got a little too cold or a little too wet, and they didn't make it through the night. But once they normally get fully feathered, if they got good shelter, they will survive. I attribute a lot of the survival rate and success rate to having this plastic on the side of the tractor on the back end. Because between the plastic and the little tote inside there is plenty of shelter for them. That little tote, what it really does is limits the amount of space that they have to heat up to keep warm. And what happened last night during the storm is all 20 of these chicks were in that little blue tote. There nobody outside. So they stayed perfectly warm, and everything was good. The one thing I would like to add is, if you notice, I only have the hard plastic covering the sides and the back. The reason that is, I want to clean the airflow in there so they don't get damp, and chickens don't like to stay damp. They gotta stay dry, so they gotta have airflow in whatever shelter you build them. And as you can see, everybody's had their fill of grain, and now they're back doing lazy chicken things. I got two of the chickens, two of the larger older hens. out there in the yard, and I was wondering where the third was. I opened up the nest box, and she was sitting on the edge. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this edge, close it up. I'm sure she'll go out in the yard, enjoy a little time before it rains. The cool thing about having these older hens is I don't have to worry about them as much. Not only do they know where to go if a predator comes, the same thing applies when it rains. They know when to go in and how to get in. So even if it does start raining, I'm not too concerned. They'll be just fine, and so will the baby chicks. If you need anything from the homestead, whether it be Humphrey roots or merchandise or even a Bible reading plan, I got all that stuff in the link below. And I appreciate y'all for supporting the homestead. So I got their food and water in there, but I want to put grit in there with them. It's really important to have grit with baby chicks. That way they get all the nutrients and everything that they need as they're developing. The grit specifically is what they use to basically break down and digest the food. So we're going to slide this in there, and they should be good for the next 12, 24 hours. So that's the thing about it. Chickens know what they need. You can tell these here chickens want obviously some grit. And I'm sure everybody else will get some, you know, at some point. One thing I wanted to show you guys was this little patch right here. You can see how we're moving the tractor a little bit every day. We're not moving it the whole tractor length, but every night when they sleep around the box in the back end. So we move up the box several feet and we pull the tractor. That way the box is flush with the back. That way they're not laying on their own manure every single night. The other reason that we move them every night, or every morning I should say, is we don't want them to eat all the grass. We want them to put the manure down, and we want to move them. And the rain will soak in the manure into the ground, and in the long run, we'll have greener, healthier grass. You can see how green and lush this grass is. That's because we've raised chickens on this section of ground almost every year for the last several years. The grass up there in front of the property does not look as green. It looks manicured and everything, but it ain't that pretty deep green like this section here. That's what that chicken manure does for your yard. See, this grass ain't quite the same green as what I just showed you. It's the next day. But earlier I was telling you about how we moved the chickens on the grass. You can see the progression where we moved them really good. Here on this left side, it's already really starting to come back pretty good. And as you get closer and closer to the tractor, it gets more and more bare to the point where you can see the manure right behind it. As far as the grass, the only other thing I'll say is the more frequently you move the birds, the sooner your grass will grow back. Maybe in the next video I'll go into detail on exactly how all that works. Well, y'all, I don't really know how long this video is, but it is starting to rain, so I need to go inside. As always, if you enjoyed the video, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you need anything from the homestead, we got those links down there in the bottom. Appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.